Hi Austin, this is Alan Cockrell with ABC, former hitting coach for the Colorado Rockies and the Seattle Mariners. We're going to take a look at your video this morning. Austin, the first thing I always look at with hitters in setup, all the way through the load, through the swing, and into the finish is that the knees are inside the feet and that the head is inside the knees. And for me, that's a good balanced athletic position. You can see here you got good bend in both knees, and you got your head totally turned towards the pitcher. So you're going to get a good two-eyed look at the pitcher, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock with the eyes, to be able to find the pitch as quickly as we can. There's one thing that I caution guys about, is that's just this back foot turned out a little bit. I'd rather see this back foot squared up more to home plate. It just helps us to get our backside through the baseball, to get good extension and good drive through the ball. Okay, so that's one thing I would caution you about. We're going to move it into the load phase now. And the load up phase is gathering and storing energy into the inside part of this back leg right here. That's where I want to feel the weight when I load. Okay, I don't want to feel it on top of my leg. I certainly don't want to let this knee get outside that foot, which you're not doing. So we just want to feel all of our weight and all of our energy gather up to the inside part of that back thigh. Okay, we're going to run it forward now. You've probably heard the term, get your foot down. As you can see here, your toe lands first, as does most hitters in the game of baseball. Their toe will land first. But I just want you to know, Austin, that is not until this back heel fully plants into the ground am I fully loaded. It's not until right there do I have my foot down and am I ready to go. Okay? Now, we want this foot down before anything starts to go forward. We want a little pause. We want a little separation in that load process before anything starts to go. Okay, that's why you hear the term "get your foot down." We get our foot down earlier. Now we've got some time to recognize where the pitch is, and I can make a good first move to the ball. All right, the first move, or first, let's go back and let's talk about positions we want to see at heel down. Okay, the first thing I look for with guys is we want to be square to home plate. Okay, so what I do is I will look at their stride foot. Okay, and if that stride foot is open more than 45 degrees, then we run the risk of this front hip right here. We run the risk of this front hip opening to the pull side just a little bit too quickly. Okay, when this heel plants, I want to have my hip squared up to home plate. Okay, I want to have good equal bend in both knees. All right, and you're actually into your swing, part of your swing process right here now. So we just need to make sure that this foot gets down. Okay, this heel right here fully plants into the ground, and I try to keep this stride foot right in here, more at a 45-degree angle, so I can keep my hip square to home plate. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the actual swing process. First move, there's two first moves. There's a lower half first move. Okay, and all that energy that we gathered into the inside part of our back leg, I'm now going to transfer that into my front leg. And I'm going to drive this back knee and transfer that weight, or shift that weight, to the inside part of my stride leg, right in there. Okay? The first move, and you've done a pretty good job of that. I like what I see right there. The first move with the hands, you've probably heard this term as well. We're going to drop the elbow down into the slot. The elbow goes into the rib cage next to the hip. That's going to drop into the slot. Okay? Now once I get to that point right where my hand, or where my elbow drops down in here into the slot, I want to have a connection with my back shoulder, my back elbow, and my back hip. Okay? I don't want my elbow right here, I don't want it to get in front of my power source, which is that back hip. If it gets in front of my power source, I run the risk of not being able to stay fully extended through the baseball past contact. Okay, we get it past our power source, and now we have a tendency to finish our swing a little prematurely. So at this point, we're going to get the connection. Shoulder, elbow should be right there, and then it's all going to get into a line with the back hip. Okay? Now from that position, connected position right here, my hands will now work in front of my body. Elbow stops. I'll work my hands in front of my center of gravity. Okay? You see, now your hands have caught up, and at this particular point, I'd rather see your hands, I would rather have seen your hands more out here in front of your body at this particular point. But we're going to get them forward. We're going to go to contact. Okay, now I do see some good things at contact. I see palm up, palm down, which is strong position with the hands, and I see the head and eyes looking down the barrel of the bat at contact. That all is very good. I think, you know, it's important for you to know, Austin, that as soon as the head and the eyes come up out of the hitting zone, okay, that's where the barrel of the bat is going to go as well. So it's going to follow all that. So one of the things I talk to my guys about, let's get into the habit, the good habit of keeping our head and eyes down in the hitting area, down in this area. Let's keep it there for at least one count past contact. That way we know we're going to get the full extension and the full drive through the baseball. Okay? So you do a good job of that with your head. At this particular point, we made contact here. I'd like to see the barrel of this bat facing the end of your bat right here. I'd like to see it in a straight line, just like this, going right back to the pitcher. And the reason I want that is because that just makes sure that all of the things that I've done prior to contact are helping me to get good extension through the baseball. And I think what we're going to see here is you start to pull your hands across your body just a little bit. See that? See how your hands are coming across your body? Now the arc, if this is my extension right here, the arc of my bat should be a nice high, long arc all the way around like this. And I think your arc is going to go, okay, we're here, now we're going to go there, and we're going to finish it because our hands are going to pull across our body in this direction right here. Let's take a look and see if that happens. Yeah, we're kind of pulling our hands across a little bit. And Austin, all of this took place because of this move right here. Right here. Once that heel gets down, okay, that's got to happen. We're going to have a little pause, a little separation. Now the back knee goes. It drives into the front leg right in here. Elbow drops down into the slot. When that elbow drops down into the slot, I need to see this connection right here. Back shoulder, elbow, and hip all in alignment. And your elbow right here gets in front of your power source, which is that back hip. So that just kind of keeps us from getting the extension through the ball that we need to get. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get to this connected position. We're going to put a tee on the outside third of the plate, just in front of your front foot, okay, right here. All right, now what I want you to feel is I want you to feel like this back elbow and this top hand on the bat. I want you to feel like you're skipping a flat rock across the lake. And if you were skipping a flat rock across the lake, this elbow would not work in front of your power source right here, okay? It's going to get into that slot, right into the rib cage, right into the back hip. Now that back elbow is going to stop. Now the hands will continue to go forward, and they will release the barrel of the bat so that our extension, we get to contact right here. This is contact. The extension of my bat will stay through this ball, and I'll drive this ball through the second baseman or into right center field. So the action that I want you to think about and the action I want you to feel is we're going to get the connection right there. Shoulder, elbow, back hip. Now think about what the action is of skipping a flat rock across the lake. The elbow stops, and then now the hand works in front, and that's where I throw the flat rock to get it to skip. That's the extension that I want you to feel. I think this will be a drill that'll help you feel that connection and feel that bat speed and that extension staying through the ball. Okay, buddy? Hey, I want to thank you for coming to our camp, and I wish you a lot of luck, kiddo.